Hello, I'm Ishcho, and I'm here to talk today about developing a signature, and also some other things that are relevant and related to this. The reason why an artist should always have a signature, and should always develop their own style as well, is because if you have a signature and if you have a distinct style, people can more easily identify your work. Some people have been doing this thing ever since the internet started, where they will put a huge watermark on something that they do, but this doesn't usually help and it tends to ruin the picture. If it's subtle enough, it can be functional, but it's still not a good idea. Oftentimes, watermarks just ruin the effect of the picture and ruin the aesthetic of the art and the flow of the art that you are going for. As an artist, I cannot imagine plastering a ridiculously huge, ugly watermark all across my pictures and saying, "Here is what I did! Everybody look at it! This is exactly what I put out!" Likewise, I cannot see plastering a giant corporate logo, like Patreon, for example, and saying, "Hey, go visit my fucking Patreon!" Because that's exactly what it sounds like when you have that plastered across your picture, especially if you do it with a picture that you have censored with a huge, ugly fucking mosaic, or you have used the corporate logo, or even just a lazy-ass black box, to censor it and hide it behind a paywall. This is not art. This is you trying to make a sale. This is an advertisement. This should not be tolerated for posting as art because it's not art. Similarly, one of the big problems with Patreon now is that it's used for the purpose for which it was not created. It's often used as either a paywall or a shopfront. Patreon is not supposed to be a store. The bonuses you get for patronage are supposed to be bonuses. They're supposed to be rewards you get for supporting, but they shouldn't be taken for granted. Not everybody has the time, willingness, or ability to give you more extra stuff for supporting them, which is supposed to be something you're doing because you like their work. Supporting people on Patreon is supposed to be able to give them a little peace of mind so that they can actually have some security in life and produce more stuff that you're going to like. If they have to take the time to do all this sudden extra work, they're not going to be able to concentrate anyway, and the entire purpose is for nothing. You have actually made it worse by making Patreon into basically a shop. If you want to use a shop front, if you want something behind a paywall, look at something like Gumroad, or just handle it yourself. There are several payment processors on the internet that you can look to. I don't see how you can't work this out. No artist has that much support, I'm sorry to say, but whenever I see anyone who has plastered all this shit across their art and basically ruined the entire picture, I am just frustrated, disappointed, and usually infuriated because a lot of these people try and make their names bigger, but they're not producing anything that anyone wants to look at. And sure, you might get some people that go to your Patreon and they're like, okay, I really want to see that picture uncensored. But after one, that's usually it. You've seen one dick, you've seen them all. You've seen one pair of tits, you've seen them all. Like, it's not something that I think is good for the artist or for the people enjoying the art. If you had a more distinctive style, which some of these people actually do, and a signature, you could easily identify whenever anyone is either talking about your art, stealing your art, or anything else. If you are that worried about someone stealing your art, develop a distinctive style and put a signature on it, especially in some place where it's not likely to be noticed by everyone and completely disrupt the flow of the picture. Then you can easily look at the picture and say, yep, there it is, there's my signature. I get that some people don't want their stuff to be taken and reposted somewhere else or something like that, but time for reality. It's going to happen if you put it on the internet. If you limit your posting to one specific site, especially if it's controlled only by you, then you will probably be able to have much more control over it, but you also limit your exposure to new audiences. So it is a careful balance that you have to strike, and you do have to do a good bit of extra work as an artist if you want to try and protect things that you have intended only for a very limited audience. However, the solution to that is not to ruin your art because it just makes you look like a crappy artist. And it also makes you look like a giant whore, which, let's be honest, most of us are out to make money for our work. And basically the current corporate wasteland has made us become basically art prostitutes. But we still should try and have a modicum of dignity. And to be quite honest, just being that blatant about trying to sell everything you post and trying to hide everything behind a paywall makes you look terrible. It makes you look like you have no integrity. And a lot of these people that do that don't. So I urge you, all of you creators out there, all of you artists, find a better management system. Do not use your Patreon as a shopfront. Do not turn Patreon into that, because that's some of the problems that they're having to deal with now. And while I do think it is a very poorly coded site that is not run the best, that is our most viable option right now for patronage. I would love to see alternatives, but right now we've got to deal with what we've got. And especially for those of us that deal in mature-oriented things, Patreon is often the only game in town, despite the fact they don't really support us or even like us to be there. But that's also another reason to look into other management forms. Look into other options to manage your work and to manage your patronage. You cannot depend on Patreon, and you cannot depend on these paywalls that are created and maintained by other people. Don't plaster shit like that on your art. Don't censor your art and then plaster a fucking corporate logo on it, because eventually, mark my words, you will leave that site and then you'll have to do all of that again with all of your work that should stand on its own with a signature and your own distinctive style. So I urge you, have a little integrity, have a little dignity, and allow the rest of us to have integrity and dignity by not engaging in those garish, shameless, and shameful actions. Develop yourself, better yourself, become more distinctive, and above all, get a distinctive signature that you can recognize, and put forth the minimum amount of energy to manage your works. If you don't want to take the chance that someone is going to see your art that you don't want to, don't put it online. Share it with friends only. Privately find clientele for your commissions. Do private projects. Work for magazines or private websites. Have a portfolio on a private website that people can visit if they want to see your portfolio. But if you are going to do these things, and you are going to want to have many eyes on your things, don't ruin them, and don't make yourself look like a shameless profiteer, because that is about as far from the heart and soul of artistry that I can think of. And yeah, we all do need support and money to get through life, especially in these times. But one thing we don't need to do is throw away all of our principles, all of our values, and all of our integrity, and basically make every piece of art that we do into an advertisement that is every bit as shameless as any other commercial. Don't do that. Keep your integrity and be a great artist. But that's all for this time. I look forward to seeing you again. Be sure to check out my new comic 18, and I look forward to seeing you on all my other comics as well. You're welcome. Bye.